everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to put a wreath braid into Savannah's hair. We are going to try to do some lights and some bows in there and all that stuff. Now to start with, I have already underneath here put in 2 pieces of ribbon. Oops, let me have those, baby. 2 pieces of ribbon that are probably about 2.5 to 3 feet long each. So what I've done is I just took some rubber bands and I took where I want to start her braid, and I just rubber banded them to the pieces of braid under here. Now normally I would start her braid behind her ear, but today, because that leaves the thin part of the braid up here, I started it under here because I'd rather have the thin part under here and have it start to be thick around the top of the head. So I'm also not going to start with a ponytail in the middle. Really want that hair to fall back down through the middle. You'll see what I mean in just a minute. So this is going to just be a simple braid. I know a lot of people like to do the fancier braids when they do these, and I'm not real great with the fancier braids, but I do like doing these cute little hairstyles. So I'm going to stand up on the other side and I'm going to start this braid, and then I will show you how to do it. All right, so let me move this. I'm going to start by grabbing the pieces that have the ribbon and the hair, ribbon and the hair, and then I'm going to find the part that has no ribbon in the middle, and then basically I'm just going to start braiding, and I want to keep it nice and close to the edge of the hair of the head. So let's just pull some of this down. So just keeping it nice and close, and when I keep it nice and close, I'm only going to be adding hair whenever this strand gets to be at the bottom, and you only want to add a little bit at a time and keep it nice and close to the edge of the hair, to the edge of the head. Now this ribbon, you're going to see, is going to kind of get folded up into here, but that's fine. We're going to unfold it in a little bit. All right. Now this is where you're really going to have to try to watch and keep tight, because as you start going around, that hair is going to want to creep to the middle. You're going to accidentally start braiding it to the middle of her head. So you just want to be careful that you're not doing that. Now I've put some mousse in her hair simply because we started it at the bottom, which means that I am more likely to have some flyaways at the top, and I don't want any flyaways at the top. So I did put a little bit of mousse in her hair, and you're going to want to take tiny pieces of hair from up here. You want small gaps, and then we can just try not to have so much scalp showing here. And if you take smaller pieces, then you won't have so much scalp showing, and it'll just look much nicer. Now this, sit up for me. All right. This is where your hair is going to want to start to wander. So you're going to want to keep pulling it in, and you're going to want to start bringing that towards the front. Okay, it's not going to feel quite right. There we go. Bringing it in and doing it towards the front. You can sit up more. All right, and the more she sits up, the more you're going to see where you are on her head. And you're going to want that going closer to the front. So like I said, you can't really see the ribbon, but you will. Once we finish, we're going to go ahead and fluff that ribbon in the middle. Make it more visible. All right. Up we go. There we go. And like I said, you can see that my hands already are trying to go to the center of her head more. So you just have to watch, and if you start wandering back, just walk it forward. It's not a big deal. I always like having a little bit of hair in the front here anyway, without it being right on the hairline. All right, tip up more. Very nice. And you can see that the thicker part of the braid is now at the top. And we're going to go ahead and brush this back. Now the middle part of the braid is going to have that smooth laid down flat look, because as we start to curve around, we're going to start braiding those hairs into it instead of having the ponytail holder in the middle and just braiding it around. We're just going to slowly bring them in through here so that hair lays nice and flat. And we can hide our lights in there. All right. There we go. Keep turning. All right. Now, as you can see, now we're really starting to pull those other hairs in. And now you can start bringing them from both sides, because we're going to need all the hair from this back portion laying flat, and that's a lot of hair. So now we're going to have to start taking it in from both sides once we get about at the ear level. About at the ear level, once you start curving that hair back around to make the wreath, you turn this way, you're going to want to start grabbing from both sides to try to get the top to stay smooth and the bottom to come up. But you're still going to need to be careful that you're not getting too far away from the base of the skull. You want to keep that bottom part nice and tight and try to keep this nice and smooth. There we go. Sometimes you might need to back it up a little bit like that just to try to keep it nice and smooth. All right. Because this is going to be, right in here is going to be where we're going to hide that box for the lights. All right. So it's okay if it's a little poofy. Just don't want it to be too poofy. Well, that hair just did not want to cooperate. Okay, round we go. All right, looks like we're almost back to the beginning. Now this is another tricky part, because once you get over here, back to where you started from, sorry pumpkin, you're going to need to keep it tight. You're going to want this last piece to go underneath and around. And now remember to keep braiding to where it's gonna, the wreath can go up and around. The hair can go up and around like the wreath. Okay. All right. Because we are going to need to tuck this in up at the top. So you're just going to want to braid it out as much as you can. All right, and then we're going to grab a small hair tie. There we go. Well, those ribbons don't like to pull through like the hair does. You like to grab onto that little hair tie. So let's cut those. Try not to cut the hair. We are using sparkly ribbon. So those sparkles like to grab on. Right, here we go. Much better. Okay. Now, as you can see, we have a little bit of room here to put the battery pack for the lights. And now we're going to just easy tuck the rest of that braid up under here. There we go. And then right here, I'm going to grab some bobby pins. And just go ahead and lock that hair tie in there. There we go. Now you should be able to tuck it under in here as well, just to try to make it look flat and nice. And push that one in, and there we go. That is staying in nicely. Just gonna do one or two more just to be on the safe side. We are going to be moving about today. All right, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back through and we're gonna find the ribbon. We're just gonna go like you would pull the hairs. Now we're just gonna go ahead and pull that ribbon out, like you would do when you normally just pull the little sides to make it nice and beautiful. We're going to go ahead and do that here with these, with the ribbon. Okay, so we're going to put that up on top. And pull that underneath. There we go, and here's more ribbon. All right, and we'll find some ribbon in here. There's some more ribbon. All right, so basically you're just gonna wanna make the ribbon peek out from all over, and then I will finish that later. What I bought was, okay, let's do the lights. So we have some lights now. And we are going to untie these lights. Should have had these lights untied already. Okay, so now what we're going to do is in this flap of hair, we are going to gently slide this battery pack in here. This will also give this portion of her hair some depth. Now you're going to want to make sure that you part the hair to where you're not trying to push through where the hair is growing. So you want to try to part it at the top so you're not hurting her. There we go. Get that around the box. Here we go. All right. Ooh, I think I'm hurting her a little bit, and she's just being a big girl about it. Is that what's happening?
I don't know.
Is it catching your hair?
Yes, I am.
There we go. Okay, let's try it again. Only we'll turn it this way. So, as you can see, it's not the easiest thing, but you want to part that hair at the top, because you need it to have enough room to slide in without catching the hairs at the bottom. All right, pumpkin. Almost have it. Better this way?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, I turned it to where the little door on the thing wasn't catching your head. There we go. Now we're sliding in. There we go. Almost all the way in. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then you can smooth it over. You can use any sort of bobby pins or anything that you would like. And then we're just going to put the lights into the braid. Okay, now we're gonna put this extra, I'm gonna take a bobby pin, and put this extra bit of wire that it comes with. I'm going to twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it, clip it, and then we're gonna hide it up under here with the box. Okay, now we're gonna start putting these lights in our hair. We're just going to put them in here and put them in here. Put them in here. Put them in here. Let's move this one to the middle. This one to here. And then here. And then here. Get down here on the bottom. We'll put one through there, and the last one through there. And then we will do, ta-da! Now we have lights in our hair, and we can just take this ribbon, or these light wires, and we can push them up under here like we did with the other braid. You want to turn to the camera? Let me turn to the camera. Ta-da! And so now I'm going to just bobby pin them up under there so that you can't see the wires. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to put some bows in her hair. And we are going to have a beautiful young lady with a wreath around her head. There we go. Slide that over there. Now, once you get this part done, you can decorate it any way you want. You don't have to use red lights. You can use white lights or colored lights, whatever color lights you want. And you can decorate it any way you want. But anyway, that is the braid, and that's how I hide the lights and how the braid that we use so we can hide the box in there and all that. So I hope you enjoyed the video and give it a try. It's very fun, very easy, and beautiful. As you can see, it is very beautiful, and you can't even see the box in there. It just makes it have a nice little poof in the back. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again next time.